Hey guys, welcome back to another Marvel Champions gameplay video. I'm Earth Twister, and I'm excited to be bringing you Winter Soldier against Baron Zemo. Now, I have been trying this scenario multiple times, and things have just not been going well. I am trying to get a win here, but something always just seems to happen. Now, I have gathered the evidence already. They are already on the envelopes, and they are from a previous attempt where I did not actually get to look at almost any of the cards. I think I did do once, but I've erased all the evidence from that, and I'll have to look back at it when we get to it. So there is the encounter deck shuffled. Let's shuffle up my deck here. I'm almost wondering if it's worth just not doing that. Well, the cybernetic arm is too good for Winter Soldier. So we'll need to make sure that we can try and get that into play. The question just comes down to what is best for removing those counters and keeping threat down. Man, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't love seeing the arm block in the opening hand. I'd rather it be in my second hand. The safe house is kind of interesting. That gives me an extra card draw. We do get a minion though, but I get to search for it. So I think we'll remove the hand cannon, the death lock. I'm not ready for Vivian. Well, no, I'm not ready for Vivian or Clobber. So we'll hold on to the arm block just because I want it. 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. So what I'll do here is Winter Widow Soldier Spy. We'll go for my cybernetic arm. Shuffle that back up. Get that right here. Then I guess arm block will pay for the safe house 30. And we'll flip that to go ahead and search for a minion. We'll get the shield agent. No, because that will ruin things for me. We get the shield trooper or anything that will be easy to defeat. No. No, we'll get the shield agent in. Comes in with 3 health. He would quick strike, but I'm an alter ego, so that doesn't matter. I get to draw a card. Our regression, that's actually pretty good here. I can clobber, straight up clobber him. So then we'll flip up. The energy, though. If he would be defeated, we go ahead and flip one of those. So I could instead do this to do 2 damage to Zemo. And then, no, this stinks. He is vulnerable, so I could or do this. 2 to remove the counter here, do 2 damage here. Or rather, what if we do the 2 damage there? Then I cybernetic arm, calling it a physical, do 2 energy and to drop kick Zemo to deal 5 damage to him. And then I one-shot him, which does defeat him. Allows me to remove 2 threat from his scheme, and we add the 1 back on the Chief Tactical Officer. Then I also get to draw a card, and we get an Into the Fray. Go ahead and draw up to 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we're hoping that we don't get anything that flips those. Threat goes up by 2. Zemo would attack, but he's stunned, and we get Scientist Supreme, who happens to be vulnerable. I do need to get ready. We got Into the Fray and Drop Kick. Cap and Black Widow. let's see. If I do 1, 2, 3 for Black Widow, and then return, say, drop kick to my hand, I can't play drop kick. But instead, if I do 1, 2, 3, yeah, we'll do these 3 to play for Black Widow. We'll return drop kick to my hand because of the attack. Do I actually have an arm block here? I do, but, or, wait. Do I have a preparation in my discard pile? It has to be from the discard pile. No preparations. Okay. Do I do that and then get that to play? Deal 4 damage to an enemy? No. We'll take the drop kick. So she comes in. We have an ally now. Cybernetic arm. Power of aggression will drop kick. So do we deal 5 damage to Zemo and stun him? Or do we deal the 5 damage to the Scientist Supreme and stun him, which would remove him from play? He has villain. So yeah, we'll do that. So we deal 5 damage and stun him, and then we discard him when he's stunned. That doesn't count as defeat, which is a bummer, but that's okay. Because then Black Widow will fort 2, and I will attack for 2. She'll take a damage. And we'll drop to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ready. That goes back up by 2. We are playing it risky with these things here. Zemo attacks for 2 plus a boost. I'll defend for 2. He does 2 to me. It takes me down to 9. And encounter card is a Zemo's sword, which I can remove. Okay. So I will go ahead and do that. We'll do 3 physical to remove his sword. And then remove a secret counter from a board member environment and discard this card. We'll do it from the tactical officer. And then cybernetic arm and Bambino will pay for electrical discharge. Deals 5 damage to Zemo and stuns him. Black Widow will fort 2. She'll take another consequential. We'll ready and drop to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If there's any of them that I get, I hope it is the physical one. That goes back up by 2. Zemo would attack, but he's stunned, and our encounter card is Might Makes Right. Baron Zemo attacks. If no character takes damage from this attack, remove 3 secret counters. So I'll go ahead and defend for 2. I'm getting a call. I will answer it later. So I'm being attacked for 2. I defend for 2. 3. So I take 1 damage. Unfortunate. Okay. That was the encounter card. So here I can actually end up removing 3. I could go looking for trouble in Metal Punch. But there's no guarantee that I would be able to remove that 2 threat because there are some patrol minions. So I think what I want to do is cybernetic arm and combat training for electrical discharge. That's going to deal 5 damage to Zemo and stun him because I'm counting this as a energy resource. So he'll get reset to 16. And that's going to remove 3 counters from among board member environments in play. Then I will use... Actually, yeah, I'll use these 2 to pay for winter armor to give me 3 extra hit points. And then Black Widow will go ahead and fort the last 2 off here and she'll be defeated for consequential damage. We'll ready and drop to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got the arm block, which will be good if he attacks again. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 on the Chief Surveillance Officer to get 2 cards here. We get medical records and blackmail. So that's medical, medical, medical and black, medical and black, medical, black, medical and black, blackmail, 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 medical, medical, medical. Okay. And threat will go up by 2. Zemo would attack, but he's stunned. And I'm hoping, I guess, for energy or mental. Okay, so under fire is going to surge and reveal the top card of the encounter deck. We get an assault. And so then he's going to attack for 2 plus a boost. I will go ahead and arm block. So here's the boost. 2, 3, 4, 5. I take no damage, and he takes 5, 4 from me instead. So he goes down to 12. Thank you. And then we get this one. The ends justify the means. So he is either going to... There's no minion to defeat. So I either discard an ally or support I control. So I discard Safe House 30. And then remove secret encounter, secret... Yeah, so well then we'll go ahead and just remove 1 from, say... we'll do the Chief Tactical Officer there. Okay. Now it's my turn. That was actually a pretty good turn. I could spend this to heal myself 1. Really, the only thing maybe worth getting down is the Silent Infiltration for when I defeat another minion. Or the Winter Rifle, so that can give me more attack power. We'll do that. So 3 for Winter Rifle. And I will go ahead and swing at Zemo for 4. Takes it down to 8. Things are going to be a little risky this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Threat goes up by 2. And before I did that, I meant to put 2 here on the Chief Tactical Officer so that I could remove 2 more cards from here. This is the best things have been going so far. We get the Security Scanner and Authority. So that is Security Scanner, Security Scanner, Security Scanner, Security Scanner, and those as well. That's Authority, so it's not the Chief Tactical Officer. That's Authority. And then, so it's either the Medical Officer or the Surveillance Officer. So threat's already gone up. Zemo's going to attack for 2 plus a boost. I'll defend for 2. He does 2. Making a mess of my cards over here. Okay. And then the encounter card is the ends. Again, justify the means. So I can't do either of these. There's no minion for him to defeat. So maybe it means that he schemes. Because he either defeats the minion with the fewest remaining hit points, and there's no minions, and then he schemes. Which that's what I can do the most of, because there's no ally or support for me to discard. So he's going to scheme for 4, 5. Brings that up to 9. So I really need to focus on that threat right now. So I could go looking for trouble with maybe being able to, well, here's this. 2 to remove this and 2 threat from here. And then I have this to do that. and remove 2 more threat. Then if I spoil for a fight, I can end up removing 2 more threats. So spoiling for a fight, discard until we get a minion. Hopefully we don't get an expensive one. Okay, there's the energy and the physical. There's an advance. There's a shield trooper. Okay. Well, that stinks. Because even though I ready here, if I defeat him, there's no shield ally or support that can be discarded. So no threat would get removed. No threat would be added, but no threat would be removed. But I will go ahead and get rid of this guy because I don't want him attacking me. So we'll ready and draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is the end of the player phase. So we'll go ahead and put 2 back on the Chief Surveillance Officer. Things are pretty risky here. To be able to get the last 2 here, travel and money. Okay, so that means money, travel. Okay. It is the Chief Surveillance Officer's the mole. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to stage 2A. I think I'm ready. So the accusation, I'm going to guess call logs. I guess that's not, I don't know what that's called, that little icon there. I know it's call logs, ideology, and then I don't know, security clearance or something like that. Is that one that's already security scanner? Wait, really only 4? What happened? I feel like I'm missing something all of a sudden. That's very weird. Yeah, because travel and something. Where did my cards go? Anyways, we'll figure it out. But it's going to be. That's very strange. I'm sure I'll find them later. So my accusation then is the surveillance officer with those 3. So we flip and we do this. Yeah, security clearance was right. Security clearance, ideology, and wiretap. I thought it was call logs, but wiretap is what I'm intended. So didn't get any guesses wrong there. No secret counters get placed. And then if you accuse the wrong board member, I did not place 3 secret counters on the accused and advance to stage 3A. So we advance to stage 3A. Things are going to get really complicated. Flip Baron Zemo to his unmasked side and reset his hit points to his printed hit point value. He's going to go up to 22. And then find a sword, which I believe is in the discard pile. Yep, there it is. And then flip this. It says flip the mole. And then move this over. Attach it to Baron Zemo. Place 1 per player threat here for each secret counter on the board member attachment. So that's 2 threat. And then I believe threat has not gone up for this round, so it goes up to 4. And then Zemo is going to attack me for 4 plus a boost. I'll defend for 2. He attacks for 6. I take 4. Takes me down to 7. The encounter card is a shield trooper. So I can't remove threat until he's gone. I can. Okay. So on my turn, then I'm going to use these as 3 physical resources to get rid of his sword and remove a counter from a board member environment and discard that card. So that's good there. Then I have 3 mental resources, so it's not going to help me with either of those. Don't have a way to attack. We'll use the shield sidearm to pay for the winter mask. And then Angela can help me defend, but also, I mean, I may be getting some decent cards here, but she brings in another minion. I don't think I want another minion. So I think I will just discard her, and we'll go ahead and ready and draw. 1, 2, I get an extra encounter card. We got Looking for Trouble and a Metal Punch. Please, please, please give me an arm block. 3, 4, 5. Nope. No arm block. So threat goes up by 2, taking it up to 6. Zemo attacks for 2 plus a boost. And I can either get 2 secret counters on a board member card or give Zemo an additional boost. I will defend for 2. He'll take 2 boost cards. 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to deal 5 damage. Nope, I can't do that. I can't. Wait. He attacks for 5. I defended for 2. So that takes me down by 3. So I go to 4. He attacks for 2. And then 2 encounter cards. First one is Battle of the Wits. How many mental resources do I have? I've got 1. Okay. He's going to scheme for 5, 6, 7, which still pops even with that 1 mental resource. So all I have left are physical. Man. Okay. Now I know I can't walk it back. He schemes for 5, 6, 7. I reduce it to 6. Is there any way that I could have removed any threat? No, because this patrol. Yeah, so there's nothing I can do. Yeah, I've tried so many times with this. It's time I got close. I mean, he still had a ton of health and I was almost gone. Um I could have drop kicked him or metal punched here. Well, you know what? I'm gonna play it out as if he didn't scheme, and we'll see what would happen. So this is still gonna count overall as a loss, but we'll say that one didn't happen theoretically, and then this comes in with 2, 3, 4. Comes in with 4 threat. Oh no, sorry, it just comes in with 2 threat. No, it comes in with 4 threat. Okay, and then on my turn, I could cybernetic arm, metal punch, clobber, and looking for trouble as 3 resources to deal 8 damage and overkill on the shield trooper. So that would deal 4 damage over here, taking him down to 18. Winter Mask would allow me to draw a card, and then he would put 2 threat, but then I would remove 2 threat. Then I could bring Angela in here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Angela fails. I have a physical and a energy. I will discard this card. And then ready and draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Threat would go up by 2. Zemo would attack for 2 plus a boost. I would defend for 2. He would deal 2 damage to me, and then I would die. So there was pretty much no way I was going to win this round. I'm going to have to call it here for this. I can't keep trying this again and again, or otherwise I'm just not going to get a video up. What I might do is try, because I really want to beat Baron Zemo. I want to beat Baron Zemo on Expert. So I think I'm going to have to come at it with a different hero. Someone that has more status conditions that I can be working with to be able to flip down more. So I might try something like a Miles or maybe even Jubilee to see how well I can do against Baron Zemo. Maybe even a Captain America. I've not really used Captain America, so that might be worth trying to do there. Makes it a little bit more interesting. But I just haven't been able to do it very well with Winter Soldier. I think some of the things have just been too expensive. Also, having to deal with these cards have made things very, very difficult. So Baron Zemo, to me, I would say he's probably one of the toughest, if not the toughest villain in Marvel Champions. Some of you may disagree very strongly. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is Baron Zemo one of the most difficult villains, if not the most difficult villain? Let me know down in the comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next one, where we will be facing Baron Zemo again, but with a different hero, and maybe even in a different aspect. Thanks again for watching, guys. See you later.